Hey, welcome back. It's Sunday morning here in the Garage Orloff Show. Uh, let's look at some more comic books, shall we? One by one, they fall under his power. Yes, I shaved my beard. And as you can tell, I had the beard to hide how fat, to hide the jowls and shit. But I figure if I just get rid of the beard, then maybe I'll be forced to get rid of the incredible fat that's distorting my face and turning me into like I look like a washerwoman or something. It might be our sponsor, Dr. Pepper, that's making me look so horrendous, or possibly age. I don't know. We'll see. I still can't find the tripod, so we'll just have to balance the phone. We'll make do. The tripod will materialize. Probably I threw some laundry on top of it, and then I can't find it because I never do the laundry. That's very likely. Okay. So we're back. Let's see. So I'm going to put the phone on top of these boxes. And then, I think that'll do. Let's see how this works. Yeah, well, when we left off, we were... Okay. What were we looking at? Wolverine? I don't really remember. Let's take a look. I'm going through these Bronze Age and more recent than Bronze Age comics, looking for duplication, reminding myself what I own. If I have duplication, that means I can trade off or sell some of these books. Well, let's see. My memory, I was I think we were looking at some of this shit. Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, I was kind of looking at this Wolverine looking stuff. Why, look, it's the 1997 Wolverine Annual. Isn't that amazing? Kind of like that art. Here's a free comic book day from courtesy of Lone Star Comics, a store that no longer exists as a brick and mortar store. It's now an online business called mycomicshop.com. So, Wolverine looking a little scraggly, and with a weird case of scoliosis, has apparently beheaded all of his friends and put their heads on stakes. Wolverine 11. This is very recent stuff. I don't know how old. Old Man Logan. This, they were attempting to do a flashback comic. They were attempting to make this look like a Silver Age comic, and so they've got the corner box, and it doesn't really look like a Silver Age comic. God, I look terrible, man. Awful. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I hate when they put the logo down at the bottom, but it's the all-new Wolverine, which is apparently a girl Wolverine, and all these little plush stuffed animals are coming down with her. That's modern Marvel for you. So here, the current trend to turn all of the heroes into women. I don't know. I have some of these books. Just I don't know why. Here's oh, this is from the World Wrestling Federation. No, WWF, the World Wildlife Fund. So Wolverine's teaming up with Kazar and Submariner to save animals, apparently. Here's a cover, a little bit gruesome. Right. Okay, and then there's some Wolverine books over here that I need to get in. Didn't we just see this one? I think so. So that means I have 2 copies of this all-new Wolverine 2. Yeah. So I have 2 copies of that. I'm sure it's a highly collectible, very valuable key issue. And then this Wolverine 11, they keep starting the numbering over and over again of books, which makes me not care anymore. Wolverine 65. That looks like a key issue. It's got to be, right? A key issue. I hate that term, key issue. It's a key. It's a key that unlocks your knowledge into the true nature of the character. You need this key. But some people, that's all they want are the key issues. Well, what good is a key issue if you don't have the other issues that they are, you know? The key unlocks the other issues that are not key issues. But if you only buy key issues, you have a key to nothing. I'm not even going to try to put these Wolverines in any order because I don't understand what all these different Wolverine books even are. So, oh, it looks like we're ready for Wonder Woman. That's good. Okay. Okay, Wonder Woman. Let's pull a few of these out. Okay, and where's my box of... Oh, over here. Over here I have a box of boards and bags, and I see a book that needs to be boarded and bagged, which is... Take a look here. It's reprinting of Wonder Woman #1 with all the original ads from the 1940. Remember that 1940 toy? But no, this is just where they reprint the stories, but not the original ads. The original ads are important. God, I look terrible. I'm not gonna get used to this, man. For a while. Okay, so it does not fit in this bag. So I need a thicker one. Need a Silver Age. Ah, yes, it fits. The fuck is that? This thing is in between. This is some free little book they give you on Wednesdays showing you their upcoming books. They did a Marvel Masterworks of Brother Voodoo, really? Brother Voodoo used to be a character that nobody remembered, but then at some point people started being excited about Brother Voodoo. Maybe there's a rumor he's going to be in a movie or something. That has to be it. Okay, so all my 1960s, and I don't know if I have any 1950s Wonder Woman comics. I might have a couple, but anyway, all my Silver Age Wonder Woman comics are in the other room. What I do is I consider with DC Comics the Silver Age to last up through about, I guess, 1971. DC went to these thicker comics that were a quarter, as I recall, and then when DC decided to abandon that and then go to 20 cents like Marvel was doing, I consider that the beginning of the Bronze Age as far as DC goes. So my first issue of Wonder Woman in this area of my collection is 203. It's a women's lib issue. And at this time, Wonder Woman, it's a bondage cover. Wonder Woman was not wearing her classic outfit. They had her more as a Emma Peel type. Well, but with the next issue with 204, someone wisely considered, okay, we're going to go back, New Adventures of the original Wonder Woman, and they went back to her classic outfit. So that has some kid moronically scribbling with pencil, but I have another copy. So all is well. That's 203. Looks like no, that's 204. 205 is an issue that many is a famous cover. 205. 206. It's the first Nubia. I think they might have just reprinted this, and I think that Gotham City Comics was telling me they just did a reprint of the first Nubia, and he's holding it for me, which is fine. I don't mind getting the reprint of it, but is this the first Nubia? I assume so. They made a Nubia, like 12-inch action figure in the 70s, but I don't think Nubia ever appeared in the Linda Carter series. Okay, so here's 207. You know, a lot of bondage covers, but then that's Wonder Woman is a character based in bondage. I mean, the creator of Wonder Woman, who was a psychiatrist and also also the guy that invented the lie detector. He was really into S&M bondage and had a wife and a girlfriend that all lived together, and the girlfriend is who he based Wonder Woman on. Anyway, he was a very degenerate person, but brilliant, and he created Wonder Woman. So 208. This is you know, this looks like a Silver Age cover, or actually looks more like a cover maybe from the 50s. You know, they've gone back to the original logo. They've realized they messed up trying to make her into Emma Peel, and this just has a very old-fashioned look, which is good. I tried to avoid using retro, because I hate that term. Vintage, maybe. Yeah, it looks like I have a pretty good run of this early Bronze Age Wonder Woman, because I was always buying Wonder Woman, and they were pretty cheap there for a while. So that's 208. So I need 209, because next is 210. And actually I need 210 as well, because this has some pretty significant, obnoxious, wavy moisture damage that I'm sure could flatten out if I knew how to press comics, but I don't know. So 210 is another book I could use getting a copy of. Wonder Woman. Yeah, I remember the beginning of 5th grade. That would have been the 75-76 school year when the Wonder Woman TV movie came on. And how cool that was. Now, there'd been a Wonder Woman movie a few years earlier that had Kathy Lee Crosby playing Wonder Woman, but she was blonde and she looked more like the Emma Peel version they were trying to do there for a while, and it was not successful because it did not look like Wonder Woman. You know, people expect certain things from Wonder Woman, and the show that came on in 75, I think there were several TV movies, and it went to series, and it was set in World War II. And then I think the next year it switched to another network, and they said, why is it set in World War II? That's too much, that's too expensive, so they moved it to the 1970s. And then Steve Trevor, her boyfriend, was now Steve Trevor's son, which is kind of creepy and makes Wonder Woman look pretty shallow, that now she's in love with a son who looks just like the father did when he was young. It makes her look shallow, that it's just, a surface, as long as he looks like the other guy, all's okay. Okay, so now we move to issue 211, which is a big 100-page super spectacular. Yeah. And I apparently have 2 copies of this issue. Then I have 212. So I'm glad I'm looking at these, because if I was in a comic store and I saw this cover, I would probably buy it, because I don't really remember owning this issue. That's why it's important to look at these. Now, we get to the point where the comics that weren't selling, as I recall, in the early 70s, they would do this thing. Maybe it was only on Wonder Woman. I don't know. It's Wonder Woman, so they put the Flash on here. The Flash is actually drawn larger than Wonder Woman. And he's saying, hey, guys, it's okay to buy this girl's comic. Look, I'm here. It's okay. It's all right. Really, he's saying, reader, it's not just this family that's freaked out. It's the whole world, and I am going to tell you why. This is there, in my opinion, to make it okay for boys to buy what is, a comic starring a girl. Little boys were a little bit, not thrilled about buying girl comics. So you have to make it okay for them. And when they went into the school library, if they saw a book was written by a girl, even though if the main character is a guy, they wouldn't check it out. And so authors that were women would use their initials, S.E. Hinton, J.K. Rowling. But now everyone knows that Harry Potter is written by a woman, and I guess people are okay with it. But for a long time, that was the way you handled that situation. Okay. Okay. Well, I kind of take that back. Here, issue 216, Wonder Woman's being sold by the Black Canary, who was also a girl. But, yeah, so I don't know what I'm talking about. 216. Oh my gosh, I've got 2 copies. Take that back, I've got 3 copies, and this one's not bagged, so let's rectify that situation. I don't think I'm ever going to get over this stuffy nose. One of the reasons I shave this off is, you keep blowing your nose, and then, yeah, I'll leave that to your imagination. All right, so look at the ubiquitous Evel Knievel ad. Look, I used a fancy word, ubiquitous. That means it's everywhere. You see them on all the comics. Like that guy. Look who's smiling now, the smiling guy in the back. Howler Mouse was saying, for years he's been saying, who is this guy? We should look and try to find him now. Is he still around? Like, who was he? And he says, I've been saying that for years on YouTube, and it's weird because just completely independently of that, I've been saying the same thing. When I see people in old ads, I sometimes wonder, where are they now? And so he's, great minds think alike. Okay, so that was 216. Here's 217. So they kept doing these. And another copy of 217. And then this is the first one I bought as a kid. This is the first Wonder Woman comic I bought off the rack, or OTR is apparently the new acronym for that. Issue 218, with the Statue of Liberty coming to life. Or could this be my childhood copy? I'm not liking these spine ticks, and I don't want to take credit for that. But those might be spine ticks caused by being on the spinner rack. I'm thinking this could be my childhood copy because in the 80s I bought these My Light bags, and in the 80s people weren't even using backing boards yet. So I'm betting this is my childhood copy. It's important. No, it's not important. It's important to me. I should start writing that on the backing board so that I know. Another bondage cover, 219. This is a good cover. Here, the elongated man is there to make you feel okay buying this girl comic with bondage. Okay, so that's 219. So then, looks like I'm missing about 10 issues. But, at what point? Okay. This is issue 230. And this may be after, yeah, because it's got a UPC code. Wonder Woman, because the TV show was set in the 40s during World War II. For a while, they switched the comic over and had it set in World War II, as I recall. They also did that in the 60s for a little while, around 66, I think. They went back, because Wonder Woman's a character that kind of really belongs in a World War II setting. 231. Now, when they made that Wonder Woman movie with what's her face? I don't know. They decided to set it in World War I instead of World War II, and I think that's because the Marvel Studios had just made Captain America set in World War II. I'm thinking. This is one I just bought about a month or two ago in Des Moines, issue 232. And I was thinking, you know, when I file it in, I'm going to find that I already have it. But apparently I did good. This is an issue I did not own. And they had a bunch of Wonder Womans at that store. I need to go back and pick up more. Now, having looked at them, I'll remember which issues I already have. This is a great cover, 233. Yeah, Wonder Woman versus Armageddon. Yeah, see, at this point, it's weird. They switched over to the World War II setting, but then the TV show switched to 1977, you know, modern day. So anyway, it's cool. You know, you got these evil villains with the swastikas on them. Here's Superman advertising the Special Olympics. I don't mean to laugh. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright, so let's get this one bagged and ported, ladies and gentlemen. That's a little too snug. I don't like that. I'm going to put it... I would rather just have everything in Silver Age bags. Some people put everything in Golden Age bags just because they like the, you know, you kind of, this is a Silver Age bag, but I assume it's silver, yeah. You get kind of a little bit of space on either side. You can think of it as a frame. Another unbagged one. It's still set in the 40s. Oh, this Tarzan cartoon was pretty good. This is the ad advertising the Saturday morning lineup on CBS circa, oh yeah, Space Academy. Whenever this was, I'm assuming this is about 78. I can't even see. I've got this bright light in my eyes like I'm in an interrogation, and anyway. Let's get this packed and boarded, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, another one. How about that? Oh my goodness. Oh, look. The DC explosion. You know. All right. Comic bagged and boarded. All right. Number 247. So it's a Sunday morning. I was thinking about what Sunday mornings used to be like on television. Sometimes there would be cartoons on Sunday morning that were about 10 years old, and they would run on Sunday mornings that were on syndicated channel. They were syndicated on independent channels, and you'd get to see things like Deputy Dog, and then they would have usually the religious cartoons like Jot, who was this dot that bounced around. Those cartoons were made in Dallas by the Baptist. So it was just this little. It was Jot the Dot, and all his friends and family were dots, and they learned lessons about Christianity. And then there was Davy and Goliath that was done by Art Clokey, the guy that did Gumby. That would usually be on Sundays. Although when I lived in Virginia, in Hampton, Virginia, they showed Jot and Davy and Goliath just mixed in with all the regular cartoons after school. They didn't distinguish, let's put that on Sunday morning because it's religious. They just put it in anywhere. Yeah. Sunday morning was not as exciting, but there was cool stuff. This is 252. I keep thinking about when you got up too early and you're waiting for the cartoons, like on Saturday morning. Let's say if you lived in Central Time, the network cartoons started at 7, but if you got up at 6 or 5, there would be cartoons that had been on the network, but they put these older cartoons, and that's where I would see things like Go Go Gophers and Tennessee Tuxedo and stuff like that. I loved Tennessee Tuxedo. This is 256. This is one of the ones I just bought recently, the last time I was in a comic store. And then this one is 258. But I keep, in my head, a theme song came into my head the other day, and it was like sometimes there would be fishing shows real early in the morning for people that wake up early and they like to watch guys fishing. And there was a show, I remember this, man, I don't know if anyone else remembers it. It's like you'd watch this show and it was gone fishing instead of just a wishing. And that was do you remember that? A show called Gone Fishing. I mean, I could dig out some old TV guides and prove to you that show existed, but I remember a few years ago I was looking on YouTube to see if I could find episodes of Gone Fishing just so I could hear that theme song again. Another thing I remember on the PBS channel, Channel 13 in Dallas, there used to be a series. It was kind of written on a high school or college level. It was very. It was about the Revolutionary War, and I wish I could find episodes of that. It was very interesting. Um, but I don't know. Okay, where am I at here? This is 258. Okay. So we'll go through Wonder Woman, and then we're going up in the alphabet here. So we'll probably get into X-Men. Not the 60s X-Men, but the Bronze Age and up X-Men. Okay, so next we've got a naked Wonder Woman comic that is unsleeved. Oh my goodness, look at that guy. Oh, okay, that dates it to the release of Star Trek the Motion Picture. 40 cents, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that was issue 260. I don't have 261, here's 262. Followed by 269. This is one of the ones that I just bought over there on Kensington Avenue. There's a new comic store that opened down on Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia, and sometimes I'll drive down to Kensington Avenue. It's a kind of a ritzy area, and this little tiny comic. It's not a very big comic store because the rents are real high on Kensington Avenue because that's where all the rich people go. Here's Wonder Woman 287, but anyway, they have some older comics. Kensington Comics is what it's called. You should look up Kensington Avenue, Philadelphia on YouTube. It's the street I live on, Kensington Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Look, there's all kinds of people that come from all over the world and film the tourists and the wonderful sights on Kensington Avenue. Look up Kensington, type it in, Kensington Avenue, Philadelphia. It will give you hours of entertainment. You'll see the street I live on. Here's 270. Yeah, go look at Kensington Avenue and then come back to this video. 270. Here's 271. Oh, and this is when they went up to 50 cents and they expanded the page number slightly and have a backup feature. And now the Huntress appears in the back. The Huntress being from a separate Earth, different Earth. At least that's the way it was back then, before a crisis on Infinite Earths ruined everything. She was the daughter of the original Batman and the original Catwoman, the ones that you'd read about in the Golden Age. And look, it's getting bagged. 271. 274. Now they got Power Girl and Huntress. This is before they added the little lascivious window. You know, Power Girl started to have a window so you could see. You know, that's always important when you're a crime fighter, to put a little window there where you know, you could see the cleavage. But maybe it's to distract the villains, so they're distracted. You know, then you can get a nice punch in. This is number 274. 275 still has the Huntress backup feature. At some point, DC changed the character of the cheetah and made her actually chimera, whatever, half cheetah. You know, it wasn't just a suit she was wearing, but she was half cat. And that's the version they used in this that last Wonder Woman movie. It's so amazing how good the first Wonder Woman movie was and how terrible the second one was, and it was the same director. Okay, this one is not a copy I bought as a kid. It looks a little dirty to me, and it's got a little bit of, this is one I bought secondhand because oh yeah, see, by now Now they've changed it where you got the little window. Not that I'm complaining. It's just, you know, you kind of realize that the perversity, and I'm not complaining. Really, I'm not. Okay. Now we're 279. Oh my goodness. Etrigan the Demon. You know, this demonic stuff was all over the comics in the 1970s. All right. Another one bagged and boarded. Thanks to the courtesy of Captain Strangelife's. I am looking forward to Captain Strangelife's next episode because I know he went to another state where he's looking to move to, and he photographed the town that he visited. He went into antique stores and found a bunch of cool Big Little books. Now, he showed some of those on the Four Color Fossil show, but I know he's found a bunch of new comic books, and so he's got a lot of stuff to show us, but I haven't seen a video. So hopefully that video will be released soon. And I haven't seen anything new from Crypt Keeper of Castle Hills in probably 3 weeks as well. And a lot of my favorite comic book content creators, show creators, showrunners, haven't done anything in a while. And I'm hoping they will, because I enjoy watching their shows. And that'll keep me from doing these ridiculous, I'm doing way too many shows. I put up too many shows, and then people haven't even, they get behind, and I'm 2 or 3 shows behind. Fuck it. Okay, and then they switch things out. I remember this issue. Now, the sensational new Wonder Woman in their 288. So Ray Thomas and Gene Colan come in and start taking over. So it looks a little like a Tomb of Dracula comic when Gene Colan comes in. I've always called him Gene Colan. Maybe it's Colan, I don't know, but I'll assume it's Gene Colan. And now we're in the 60-cent era. Maybe we have been. This comic feels a little thicker. Oh, I see why. It's a Mark Jewelers variant. How strange. Oh, this is not... I'll show you why it feels thick. It's got a Mark Jewelers variant, right? And then you turn the page, and then it's got another wrap where they're advertising Amethyst and Legion of Superheroes. And then you've got a 2-page spread advertising Atari, right? And then the Omega Men, and then you get back to the Mark Jewelers variant, and so you've got 2 slick advertising supplements wraps in the book, so it makes it feel thicker. Some people don't care about Mark Jewelers variants, and some people do. Okay, here's a couple more. This is 303. This is wonderful Gil Kane. Look at that wonderful signature. Look at that. It's really beautiful. It's really gorgeous. This is one of Graphic Man's favorite artists, Gil Kane. Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at the nose. You can almost see up the nose, but not quite. Very, very pretty. 303. 303. 301. So I'm missing 302. This is another one that I also got at that wonderful store that I went to and need to go back to. Maybe I will soon, before Christmas. This is 305. This is another issue I got from them. And then I don't have anything up till 313. What was wrong with me? I guess I wasn't rich. when I was a kid. This is damn, I wish there was light. I had a flashlight. Sometimes I put more. Well, it's when you could play Frogger. Look at that, the high-tech graphics. And when people were playing He-Man from Mattel Electronics. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I was in junior. Oh, it's March '84. Shit. I was 19. But March '84. Oh, that's right before I was in college. And then the summer of '84, I started working at the Lowe's Theater in Arlington, Texas. And that was the summer that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Ghostbusters, Purple Rain, all those movies came out. Now here's the astounding first issue. At this point, they started over the numbering. It's and this was George Perez, February '87. This is I think after it's after Crisis on Infinite Earths, but now see, I'll show you. Wonder Woman, on her boobs, it was always an American Eagle, right? And that's the way it was in the TV show. But when, see, it was an eagle. And then when Gene Colan took over, it became two W's that are still in the shape of an eagle. It's still kind of an eagle. Well, hold the phone, 288. Well, it's two W's, but then on 301, it's kind of back to being an eagle. 303, yeah, well, it's stylized. Now it's not two W's. It's still kind of an eagle. It still looks kind of like a W, but when George Perez took over, it's just two W's. I mean, it's the wings of the eagle. I mean, the whole body of the bird is just two W's. So that's one of the magical changes. This is issue 2. Just beautiful artwork. 3. 4. I feel like I'm on Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Let's pull out some more. Here's another copy of number 4. Here's number 5. Number 6. Now she's got 3 of they weren't consistent with her boob design. Now there's 3. Sunday morning, I'm staring at Wonder Woman's boobs, trying to figure out how many wings the fucking eagle's supposed to have. 7. It still looks like W, but it's still a stylized eagle. But there's 3 now. Here's another copy of it. Oh, does this... Scheisse. Wonder Woman number 9. Okay, so it's in this run, the George Perez run, the post-Crisis on Infinite Earths, where the cheetah becomes a human animal. Yeah, the ads in the 80s were ugly. I prefer vintage stuff. This is I just don't like the M&Ms. The worst thing was Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons came along, and it seemed like most of my friends got into Dungeons and Dragons, and I never could do it because I was thinking, if I get into that, I have to study, and it's like school. I've got to read all these books to figure out how to play this game. And then I go over to some friend's house and I spend 8, 9 hours there on the weekend. I didn't want to, I was more of a loner. I didn't want to hang out with these obnoxious people. And I just didn't care about it. The closest I came was I went into a hobby store and I bought the Monster Manual, probably an early pressing of it, just because I thought it was cool of all the monsters collected in the book, because I like monsters. I didn't understand all the numbers, the hit points, roll the dice, this number. I didn't understand any of that. And I didn't really care to understand it. But I just figured, I'm a nerd. I'm probably never going to go out on a date. I went out on a date. I had a girlfriend there, a couple, but I'm into this horribly nerdy stuff. But there's to me there's a hierarchy. If you get in, you're into comics, but if you get into Dungeons and Dragons, that's even lower, man. That if you get into Doctor Who, you sink down even lower, man. That must be the sound of the boiler, the heating system. Yeah, let's just assume it's that it's not Ghost. Okay. Here's Wonder Woman number 10, which apparently has a fold-out cover. See, just like Playboy, but not quite. Yeah, maybe it's getting cold enough